What's going on? I'm Nate, and this is the Blue Bomber. All right, so let me give you a rundown of the Blue Bomber, what it is, what I've done, and what the plans are for this car. So starting off on the front end, since I got the car, I've actually swapped the halogen headlights to LED lights. And these are from ZDAT, and they are amazing. They actually come with multiple cylinders to go over the light, so you can change the light from white, which I have here, blue, or yellow, which I actually have down here in the fog lights, which this car did not come with fog lights when I got it. So the first thing that I actually bought when I got this car was I actually bought the fog light housings for this car, and it was only about $40 for the complete set. So not too long after I did the LED headlights, I wanted to go for something that wasn't as shiny as chrome. So what I did is I opened up the headlights and I blacked out the complete interior, excluding where the headlights would be, just because I wanted them to have something to reflect on. And I do have plans for these headlights even more, including doing the diode-dynamic C lights here and something a little bit more special where the high beams are. When it comes to wheels, I have some drag DR38s. These are 17x8s, and they are wrapped in Bridgestone Potenza RE980s. These are amazing tires. They're super sticky, real great for daily driving and for the track. So one of the other mods that I've done on the exterior is I've actually lowered the car, not by a lot, and I'm not on coilovers, but I am on Godspeed Traction S springs, and it lowers the car about 1.5 inches all the way around. It's not too low, and it doesn't make it too high. It just covers the wheel gap just enough to make it look really sleek. And I do love how it looks, and it's a really great and easy mod. Now, surprisingly, one of my favorite mods that I've done since I've gotten this car is actually this OE ref wing. So it's not the actual Subaru branded one, but it is the one that looks exactly like the ones that come on the Impreza Sport models, which I absolutely love. It had this small little spoiler under it, which you mount this to, and I didn't really like the way it looked, so I opted to get this in, and it looks fantastic. It changes the look completely. Now, you're wondering, why a black bumper? Well, I was leaving work one day and my backup camera didn't activate, and I didn't notice it when I was backing up my car, and I ran into the side of the building at my work. It's pretty much how it is. It's a concrete building, bumper lost. But I got this bumper. It was actually only $40. It was practically brand new, so it made things easier to replace it. Just do that. I do plan to eventually color match it back to the Marine Pearl Blue and then go from there. Now, as silly as it is, and you're wondering why I've got my hand by the antenna, well, this isn't the antenna that it comes with. This is a shark fin style antenna that goes over the antenna housing. You unscrew the actual full stem antenna, and then this has a chip in it which allows it to boost the signal for your radio to make sure you get a proper signal. So I got this because I wanted a little bit more of a clean, streamlined look. And when you look at it, it looks a lot better than having a long stick antenna right out of it. So one of the special things about the exhaust is that it does have a muffler on it, but it's a Flowmaster muffler that I can actually unbolt off and bolt on a 3-inch straight pipe piece to go in its place. So that way on track days, I can do full exhaust straight all the way through and go that route. And I love the way it sounds. Let me put a clip right here. But for the way it is right now, let me show you how it sounds. So one of my favorite interior mods is actually my Cycane radio. I got it for about $300 at the time. And the reason that I love it so much is surely because it looks very sleek OEM. It doesn't have that standard double din look, gives you a very large screen. And I also got an adapter to allow me to get wireless CarPlay. So as you can see, here's my phone, I'm not plugged in, but yet I still have Apple CarPlay on it, which I love. It makes things so much easier. I don't have to worry about mounting my phone to do anything. I could just have the Apple CarPlay and it just works. And that's about it as far as the things that I have done to this car. Now let's go back outside one more time and let's talk about the things that I have planned for. So plans that I have for the Blue Bomber. Since I am lowered, I do need to dial in my suspension a little bit. My rear camber sits at about -2 to 2.5 degrees. So I need to dial that back in. So I do need to get some rear lower control arms to help bring that back out, kind of dial it a bit more centered, not by a lot, but just enough to make it a lot more cleaner. Helps with the drivability. I do need to get a rear sway bar that's a little bit more bigger. The stock one is, I believe, 16 millimeter. I'll put something here to say what it actually is, just in case I'm wrong. And the one that I'm looking at is about a 20 to 22 millimeter thick rear sway bar, which will help really tighten up the rear end, really give it a good chance to be able to hook the corners the way that I need them to. As far as the engine goes, I do want to get a cold air intake. I do have a drop-in filter from AEM, and I love it a lot. Don't get me wrong, it does really well. I don't have to worry about the regular cotton filter that these come with. So going with that does help a lot with the improvement, but I do want to get a full cold air intake. There is one that I'm looking at that I really want to do. So hopefully I'll be able to get that eventually down the line, and hopefully that'll help bring in some more of the power. So there it is, the Blue Bomber, and hopefully we see how the build goes throughout the year and throughout owning this car. I love this car a lot, and I hope to keep it for many years to come.